Hi and welcome to part one of our journey from Amble to the Orkney Islands. I'll be heading up there with my dad Eddie and we'll be on board Yacht Star, and she is a 30.2 foot hunter legend. I'm still learning the ropes, so stay tuned to see how I get on. Right, so we've set off from Amble about, was it an hour ago?
Yeah, we had a jibe.
And we had a bit of a jibe incident. It's the first time that we've had the boat out for a long time, so and we've had a lot of fog in like the last week, so we didn't really get a chance to get everything set up properly, so we had to do that in the first hour. So we're messing on with the preventer, and so weather-wise we've got what was supposed to be a southwesterly, but it keeps sort of flitting between southeasterly and southwesterly. We're going north, so hence the jibe incident. So yeah, there's going to be like gusts of up to 30 knots, and because there's lobster pots everywhere, and obviously we know what happened if you've watched our last video. We're obviously very traumatised by that. So yeah, we're going to spend the night in Eyemouth, and then tomorrow the weather changes again. We're going to have a lovely westerly, and it's going to be a bit calmer, so then we're going to try and push through up to Peterhead. So yeah, come with us. Yeah, it's getting dark. It's raining. We're definitely going in a berry. Yeah, we've got another 3 hours to go. That's Bamburgh Castle over there. Right, so just to give you, I mean you can't see very well, but what we're doing is we're heading for the Northumberland buoy. So you can see 3 different nav lights. The white one is the Innerfarn light. I think that's actually a lighthouse, isn't it?
It is a lighthouse.
Yeah, that's a lighthouse. And then you can see a brighter red flash and then like a fainter red flash. So the brighter one is the Northumberland buoy, which we're heading for. Then once we get to there, we're going to change course to the northwest bit and head for the one after, which is called the Shoreham or the Shoreham buoy, something like that.
It's just off Sea Houses.
Hey, we're in Eyemouth. We've been here for well, it's about, you know what, I'm so tired, I don't even know what time it is. It's sometime in the afternoon. We got in here this morning at 4 AM, sailing through the night from Amble, and we left at about 6 PM. It was an interesting night. It was my first proper night sail. I've only done one on my day skipper, and that was like just an hour or so down the coast. So when we started off, we had a southwesterly wind, and the tide was against us. So we had wind over tide, and once we got in the dark, that wasn't really much fun. We had a 3rd reef in, and we had the engine on as well, because we wanted to get up here as quick as possible. I'm glad we put the 3rd reef in. We didn't need it at first, but later on it was really gusting, so, and it was pitch black, so I'm glad that we just did it, which has taught me to always listen to your heart and your gut rather than your ego, because my ego was saying, nah, just put a 2nd one in, or none at all. I'll always go with my first instinct now when I'm sailing. So after a couple of hours, the tide turned, and the sky cleared. We had dolphins following us. It was just beautiful, like the stars were amazing. So what I've learned is that I absolutely love night sailing. I love it, but I'm only going to probably do it unless it's unavoidable in the right conditions. But I do love night sailing. What a magical experience it really is. Just being out there but it was still so lit up. I need to get some fancy night gear, camera filming gear to capture it. I wish I could have captured it for you. So yeah, the night sailing is awesome. Yeah, we got in here about 4 o'clock, and originally I had wanted to just push through the night and carry on and take watches. I'm glad we didn't, because you can probably see now I'm like looking pretty rough. And my dad is in his late 60s, right, so we need to sort of factor that in as well, his limitations. So he doesn't have many really, but yeah, it was exhausting, it really was. So tomorrow we are going to aim to head to either Stonehaven or Peterhead, just depending on how we feel. We're going to get up really early because I want to see sunrise while I'm sailing. And the conditions are really nice. So we've got a southwesterly tomorrow, but because we're kind of going up on that angle, that makes sense. The course we're going on means we'll get a nice beam reach, and that should get us up there quite quickly. We've got gusts up to, it says on Windfinder Pro, we've got gusts of up to 30 knots. I would sort of add 5 onto that just for safety. Not sure what we're going to do sail wise. I think we'll just get out there and play it by ear, and hopefully try and push on as much as we can and get as far north as we can.
That's going to come here.
I can hear you. So this is where we came in last night. The tide was coming in with us. When we entered, you would not want to come in here in bad weather, especially if it's a southeasterly wind. Very shallow. The channel's quite deep, but it sort of shallows out to just before you get to those rocks there, it shallows out to about 2 meters. Just to add to that, if you do come in here at night, it is really well marked out with that North Cardinal. I would just say do a passage plan, definitely, before you come in. Good morning. So it is 20 to 6 and we're just about ready to go. 26 in the morning. Short slip on the bow. Cleaned everything. Kept a third reef in because we're going to get gusts up to 30 again today. But we're forecast for really nice weather. Nice westerlies all the way up from Eyemouth here. Hoping to push through to Peterhead, but we are prepared to go into Stonehaven if needs be. So yeah, off we go. Don't know how many knots of wind we've got, but definitely in excess of 20. Right, so hopefully you can hear me. So we've changed course. We've pulled off the course we had set for Peterhead. It was just too far out and we're getting up to 40 knots gust. The wind, it was horrendous. The waves were hitting us beam on because the auto helm just couldn't take it. So I went down below, had a look on the Windy app or Windfinder Pro, and it's down to about 12 knots. So it's back inland. So we've changed course. We're heading west now. We're going to get inland and hug the coastline, and then we've got the option to come in at Amble, which we may well do. We're both knackered. We might not make Stonehaven before it gets dark, and they're doing a lot of works at the moment around the pier, so yeah, we're heading back in now. The auto helm's back on because the waves are hitting us on the bow, which is a lot more pleasant. We are 2 hours away from Stonehaven. We've made really good time, so I think we'll push on to Peterhead after all. I thought before I went to sleep we'd end up coming in at Amble. That is not to be. Oh, it's just so nice to not have any engine. So we've just lost a fender. Well, we got it back. I spent about 10 minutes doing donuts around it. And my dad's there with the pole. But we did manage to get it back, so that saved us 25 quid, which is awesome. So we've finally settled in for the night. I'm going to make some dinner. I'm starving. Not sure what we've got. This is our cool box and it's got a lot of stuff in. So I'm just going to have a look. Let's see what I can find. Right, so Dad wants stew and steak. Normally a bit funny about tinned meats, but it does say 75% beef, which is a good start. So I'm going to go for it. Maybe add some vegetables in. We've got some leek there, potato, spring onions. It's going to be nice. The stash.
Find the fizzly dizzly. Where in the heck is this?
What do you think?
Oh, lovely, nice.
I'm a little bit freaked out about eating meat out of a tin, but it does actually taste really nice. Leaving Stonehaven now and setting off for Peterhead. We've got pretty much no wind at all. I don't think I've ever seen the sea just flat. It does look beautiful though. It's like a giant bath. I was going to do a debrief last night, but I was so tired. I just couldn't after eating. So we crossed in the morning. We crossed the Forth. Well, not the Forth, the Firth of Forth, where the river comes out from Edinburgh. If you're not familiar with that, which is quite notorious anyway for turbulence. But oh my gosh, it was so windy. We think it was gusting between 30 and 40 knots, and not trying to exaggerate. I don't know what the footage is going to look like because it never looks as bad as it is, but for me it was I was I was kind of halfway between oh my god this is amazing and then oh my god I'm gonna die. We were getting hit beam on by waves that I think were about 2 or 3 meters. And again, I'm just learning, but that's what I would guess. So yeah, the autopilot just couldn't hack that. We didn't feel so safe getting the mainsail down at that point. I mean the head sail, sorry. But we weren't leaning that much. But I think just the way this boat is designed, it's not great with the head sail when it's really, really windy, like gusty. So it was forecast. We knew we were in for quite a bumpy ride, but it was forecast to pass after a couple of hours, and after a couple of hours it just did not let up. So I went down below, had a look. Luckily I could still get some internet, and I had a look at the live wind map, if that's what you call it, on Windfinder Pro, and I could see that inland, because we were quite far out, because we were on course to go straight to Peterhead and miss out all the coastline and just go straight through the sea. So I looked and it was a lot better inland. It was all like blue as opposed to like green. If that makes sense to you, I'm sure it does. So I think if it's blue, it's less than sort of 15 knots, if I remember rightly. So I went back up and I had a look. I went back up and said to my dad, I think we should change course, head west, go and go straight into the coast and hug the coastline and get to Stonehaven. Because by this point my dad had been helming for over an hour, because with us getting hit beam on the autopilot, just couldn't hack it, so I didn't want him getting tired. So yeah, my dad agreed, and as soon as we turned, obviously we're into the wind then, so we got the head sail down, and we were going like bow first over the waves, which was much more pleasant. So I've learned now, if it gets like that, definitely turn into the waves and go through them. Hopefully that's right. It worked yesterday. So yeah, we came in, and as soon as we got a couple of like miles in, it was so much better. So that was probably the first big decision I've had to make, even though I'm not the skipper, what my dad is, but yeah, I made a decision and it worked, so I was really proud of myself with that, and I feel like I trust myself a lot more now to sort of skipper my own boat, because the day skipper, yeah, that you're qualified, but I don't know, I think for me, I don't understand how people just go and do that and then buy a boat. Some people don't even do their day skipper and just go and get a boat and learn, and like, you can't underestimate how difficult sailing is. Like, it is no joke. Dolphins. All right. Oh, dolphins. Oh wow, look. I've seen dolphins quite a few times now, but it never really gets boring. So yeah, that was our day yesterday, and then after we got out of the worst of it, I went back down below and I had a sleep because I was so tired, and then I woke up and it was just nice and calm, and we had a lovely run up the rest of the way to Stonehaven. So what I've learned as well yesterday is crossing Forth is scary. Well, it's not scary, but it is scary if it's really windy, so I won't cross that again in the future unless it's really calm and like favourable conditions. Yeah. What a day. We weren't panicking, but we were both quite scared at one point. Even like my dad was saying he was scared as well. Yeah, it definitely got a bit interesting. Definitely the worst conditions I've ever been out in. I just hope the footage picks it up. I'm dying to watch it when I get home, to be honest. So yeah, we've got no wind today at all, and that's going to be all day, I think. But because I'm on a deadline, right? I've got to go back to work in 2 weeks. we're just going to take it easy and have a nice cruise up to Peterhead, which is going to take us about 6 hours, we think. And you know what, I think we're ready for a rest, so if it stays like this all day, it'll be nice. We still haven't shaken that third reef out, which I've got a feeling in about 4 hours we're going to really regret. But yeah, we're in a hurry, right? So we'll see what happens. So we've got the radio on to drown out the engine. So we're just passing Aberdeen now. Quite happy to be trading the wind for the watch. Quite happy to be trading the wind for this experience. Just calm and flat. I don't even feel like I'm on the North Sea. I feel like I'm somewhere else in the world. Obviously it's going to get boring if it happens all the time, but just the novelty of experiencing how peaceful and glassy it is, it's amazing. Right.
You haven't got hypothermia, have you? Dear. Let's get you out and I'll stop worrying. Get off.
Right. You got it? Yeah. So we've just arrived in Peterhead. Oh, that was fresh. What a lovely place. Look at this. Harbour's nice here. Haven't been in the facilities yet. I just need to warm up and then I think we're going to go for dinner. We're crossing the Moray of Firth next. That's going to take a bit of planning, so I'm not sure we'll go tomorrow. We might wait till the day after. We'll see what we think tonight. And we have a hairdryer in Peterhead Marina. I've never been so happy to see a hairdryer. Hi, so going to take you through our passage plan for tomorrow. We want to head over to the Orkneys. I'm not sure if we're going to do that yet, and I'll explain why. So we've plotted it into the GPS. The plan is we want to come over here from Peterhead and head into a little anchorage, which is in here, in Kirk Sound. So here. Passage is going to take us about 16 hours from Peterhead, and we're going to leave about 4 o'clock in the morning, which means we'd just be getting here for sunset because we're in the end of August now. So it would mean we'd get here for 8 o'clock just when it's getting dark. We've got a fish farm to contend with and very little space either side of that until we're in the shallows, and it doesn't look like it's very lit up either. It looks quite remote. We had decided we were going to do it until about 20 minutes ago, and I just thought no, because we're losing daylight now. So I think what we'll probably do is just go over the Moray of Firth into Wick, which means we're going to lose another day, but I'd rather lose another day than have to be stressing about coming into that anchorage. in the dark. So we'll see what time we make tomorrow. We need to look at the tidal streams, and you know, we could end up flying across the Moray Firth and think, right, let's carry on. But my gut, and I've learned really to listen to my gut on this trip so far. My gut has done me proud a couple of times now. So I think we'll probably go to Wake, rest again, and then another early start the day after. Video cut off there, so that might be some dodgy editing, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to trust my gut here, and we'll just head over the Moray Firth to Wick tomorrow, and then we can maybe go from Wick to Kirkwall the following day, get us a bit further up then. As long as I make it to the Orkneys, I don't really care. So unless we end up flying across tomorrow, we're going to do 2 passage plans. We're going to do one for Wick and one for South Ronaldsay, and we'll just play it by ear the first half of the morning. We haven't got much wind tomorrow. We're going to shake out our 3rd reef. We haven't got the slab reefing on at the moment, so that's why just reefing the sails is a bit difficult. I don't know what I'm doing, and it's a lot of responsibility for my dad while we're at sea. So we're going to shake out the reef anyway because we haven't got much wind tomorrow. But that gives us a nice easy sail, and it gives me the opportunity to sort of practice messing around with the sails, and just seeing what we can do and how fast we can get the boat to go with very little wind. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. We've got a little bit of rain coming in the morning, but other than that it's just going to be a bit cloudy. Nothing untoward. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Another thing I want to say as well is the reason we're not going to bypass that small anchorage and go on straight to Kirkwall is because there's a huge tidal stream that goes through, and that's another thing we don't want to contend with after a 18 hour, well maybe 20 hour passage. So yeah, we've made the decision we're definitely going to go to Wick tomorrow, and then just continue on to the Orkneys the following day. Just want to say, for anyone who's into wild swimming, you must come to Peterhead Marina and stay here. And you can swim out from where we are. You can swim out from, I mean, you've got to watch out for like boats coming in, but it's been really quiet. So I've done it a couple of times now. I've just swum out off the pontoon here across to the beach. Not many jellyfish. I haven't seen any, but the harbour master said there is a couple of big stingers kicking around. So I just put some leggings on over my swimming costume and some water shoes, and I was fine. Probably should have put a rash vest on my arms as well, but what a beautiful place this is. I really love it here.